Hour. This is Weather Center Live. I'm meteorologist Mark Elliott.
And I'm meteorologist Liana Brackett. Slow-moving storms pounding parts of the southwest. This time it out hour by hour, starting with this afternoon. So 3 p.m. St. Louis seeing a few showers, spotty showers across the region, but then those storms really pick up closer to about 8 p.m. Central Time. And we see them roll through as we get through the overnight hours. So by midnight, you're still seeing a lot of action, and they just continue to stroll through, and that takes us into 3 a.m. Thursday morning. So we're going to take a closer look. Thunderstorm threat picks up this evening. You can see a little bit of a break on Thursday, but then the thunderstorms come back again with some hit or miss storms Thursday night, and Friday again we'll have some peaks of sunshine. Another spot we're watching, Oklahoma City. You start off with seeing the thunderstorms developing this afternoon, 2 p.m., and then we really see them bubble up and get reinforced, so you can expect the best chance of seeing the gustiest winds, the large hail, and isolated tornadoes possible as we get into the evening hours. They really kick up overnight. Wednesday into Thursday, 4 a.m., we're still seeing the influence right over the city. So definitely something to consider before you head to bed. Make sure your phone is charged and you have everything squared away just as these storms roll through into the overnight hours before they drop off on Friday. In another spot, Kansas City, we're already seeing them develop as starting around 3 p.m. and they'll continue to impact the entire region off and on as we get through the evening hours. You get a little bit of a quiet time by around 9 p.m., but then you get another surge of storms getting into the area by 1 a.m. Thursday. Mark? I want to rethink them. It's going to be a mess pretty much. So we're taking a look at the nor'easter threat for winds starting Friday evening and afternoon. We're looking at pretty calm winds to start off. This is 3 p.m. Eastern time. We're seeing gusts. It's really starting to pick up into the overnight hours and early Saturday and midday Saturday. So by 9 p.m. Saturday, we're looking at gusts up to 20 to 30 miles per hour. So that's what you can expect. They'll continue to push through the region as we get into Sunday night, but things really quiet down quite a bit. And then we're also talking about quite a bit of rain. Check this out. We're talking about a couple inches at least for most of you. Now I'm going to send it on over to Mark in the lab. Florida is just being consumed by wildfires. With that said, we do have red flag warnings popping up as well as fire weather watches, especially when we are approaching the weekend. You need to be aware that anything could easily spark a fire. And we have 30 active Florida fires, is totaling over 100,000, almost 200,000 acres in the wildfires. And here's a look at the relative humidity forecast. As we start off this afternoon, we're seeing 20 to 30% in relative humidities. That is very low for the state of Florida. And we get back into the 20% range as we get into 4 p.m. tomorrow and returning to higher relative humidities as we get into the overnight hours. It's very normal. And then here's a look at the drought monitor. But unfortunately, we do not have any rain that is going to be consuming over that area. Mark Parker with me again, talking about tropical, and we're talking about tropical storm Adrian.
Yeah, and very unusual to see a storm. In fact, this is the earliest we've ever seen a named storm develop in the satellite era there in the Eastern Pacific. 45-mile-per-hour wind officially right now, and expected to move to the west-northwest and maybe curve a little more to the north. Now it's less clear as to whether it's actually going to make landfall, and it's also less clear that it's going to necessarily get that much stronger. There's a lot of dispute about that in the modeling. Now, you know, you look at this and you see there's a big burst of thunderstorms right there, and you might be thinking, well, gosh, it looks like it's doing okay. What is less apparent is that those thunderstorms are moving away from the low-level center, and the reason why is because we've got these very strong mid-level winds that are coming right over that center. So, you know, you look at the broader picture in the upper-level winds, the winds are pretty light, but you've got some mid-level winds that are coming through, blowing the storms away, and once the storms get blown away from that center, then the whole heat engine stops, and the whole thing begins to come down in intensity.
All right, and you showed a similar image yesterday, but it looked way more intense. It was right over the center, and actually one of the models was actually tracking it a little bit better.
Yeah, it was looking a lot more organized yesterday. Now the one thing is it is moving into an area of very, very warm water, so there's still potential for it to get its act together. But when we look at the intensity guidance, some of the models take it up to hurricane intensity, but a lot of them are in tropical storm range, and some of our global models actually are not enthused about the possibility of this thing getting stronger at all. So we'll see how that goes.